I think Candace Owens knew that her tweets would piss off Ben Shapiro. I think she knew. At first, when I heard about the story, I was thinking to myself, this is just two colleagues who have a difference of opinion. They have two different opinions. It happens all the time. What's the big commotion about? In case you guys don't know what I'm talking about the Ben Shapiro, Candace Owens beef. That's right. But then I started looking at Candace Owens' tweets. I started looking at her tweets closely, and then I started thinking to myself, okay, there's more than what meets the eye here. There's definitely more than what meets the eye here. Look, guys, simply put, Candace Owens pissed off Ben Shapiro with her tweets, and that's the reason why we saw Ben Shapiro react the way she did. Now, Candace Owens has every right to say what she wants to say, regardless how anyone feels. But personally, I think she knew what she was doing. Now, Ben Shapiro is a Jew. He has in-depth knowledge about the Israel-Hamas conflict. So obviously he took it personally. And he has the right to react the way he wants to react as well. So without further ado, let's get to these reactions. We have the famous video that's been going around that everyone has pretty much seen at this point. It's called Ben Shapiro Blasts Candace Owens Israel Commentary. Let's get to it.
And then the question is about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this is disgraceful. Without a doubt.
Her behavior has been disgraceful. Come on, Ben Shapiro. People been saying that he didn't know he was being recorded. He knew he was being recorded. All those people around him, and you didn't know you were being recorded? Come on. Folk sophistication just means fake sophistication.
Sophistication is ridiculous. Everybody can see the moves that she's making, the things that she's saying, and I find them disreputable.
Everyone can see the moves that she's making and the things that she's saying. When I read those tweets, I was thinking, ooh, I can see certain things as well. That's how I felt. Look, let's get to some of these tweets. You know, remember, I said partly, all right? I think she partly did it on purpose. Obviously, you don't know what everyone thinks and feel completely, but anyways, see what I'm saying here, right, guys? Here's Candace Owens' tweet. She goes, "No government anywhere has a right to commit a genocide ever. There is no justification for a genocide. I can't believe this even needs to be said or is even considered the least bit controversial to state." Who doesn't think Israel is committing a suicide? Ben Shapiro, her colleague that works with her. He's been very vocal about it, and he's presented his arguments why he thinks it's not genocide what's happening in the Middle East right now. So, now she doesn't say Israel, but we all know she's talking about Israel, right? We all know she's talking about Israel. All right, let's go to the next tweet, right? Then she goes, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you, falsely for my sake. No one can serve two masters. Either you will hate the one and love the other, or you will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve both God and money." What people are commonly known, you know, for making a lot of money? The Jews, right? So one can look at that tweet and say, what are you trying to say here? And look at the Bible passage that she's quoting. It looks innocent at first, but when you start looking at the actual passage in relation to what's going on, she's almost making it look like as if, you know, Palestinians are the innocent ones, and the Israel is the guilty one. You know, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Blessed are they which are persecuted for righteousness' sake, for theirs is the kingdom of heaven. Blessed are you when men shall revile you and persecute you, and shall say all manner of evil against you falsely for my sake. Of course, I don't know her true intentions. I don't know why she, but if you look at this passage, someone is suffering. And right now, the popular opinion is that the Palestinians are suffering, which they are. And someone like Ben Shapiro looking at that, what would he think? Now, remember, Ben Shapiro does not share people's opinions. Does not share the belief that Palestinians are suffering. The Palestinians, the Hamas is innocent. That the Hamas doesn't know what they are doing. You see, he doesn't share, what people right now believe in. He doesn't share those beliefs. Now, he replies to this tweet, Candace, if you feel that taking money from the Daily Wire somehow comes between you and God, by all means quit. Wow. They took it there. And then she responded with, you have been acting unprofessional and emotionally unhinged for weeks now. He's been acting unprofessional and emotionally unhinged. So this is something that she's noticed about his behavior for the last few weeks. And we have all had to sit back and allow it, and have all tried to exercise exceeding understanding for your raw emotion. So it's not just her. There's more people, and they've all kind of had to sit back and allow it, not say anything. All right? So there's a conspiracy there, And maybe that's the reason why she was tweeting what she was tweeting. Maybe that's the reason why he said what he said. But there's definitely problems there. But you cross a certain line when you come for scriptures and read yourself into it. I will not tolerate it. There you go. Boy, I personally think she was doing it on purpose. I think she was sick of how he was behaving. She didn't like it. And then she decided to tweet a few things that she knew would get on his nerves and would get a reaction out of him. Candace Owens strikes me as a woman who doesn't like to shut up and put up. She, if she sees something that she disagrees with, she wants to say something. But obviously she couldn't publicly say it because he's a colleague of hers. And she thought, in my opinion, the best way is to trigger him and get him to come out. That's just my opinion. But anyways, Candace Owens goes on Tucker Carlson's, and this is what she had to say about the situation.
And didn't have adequate internet access on the plane to really follow this. And I don't understand the context exactly, but the internet was dominated yesterday by video of Ben Shapiro, who you work with at the Daily Wire, I think it's fair to say attacking you. Here's the video. I just want to get your reaction to it.
Yes, the question was about Candace Owens. I think her behavior during this has been disgraceful. Without a doubt.
That's the video we watched. By the way, Ben Shapiro is not her boss. I think he has shares in the company.
I think that her faux sophistication on these particular issues has been ridiculous. It's not faux sophistication, it's ridiculous. Everybody can see the moves that she's making, the things that she's saying, and I find them disreputable.
So maybe there's a point in the video where he explains what exactly you did wrong and how you were wrong. I haven't seen it. But to call somebody, quote, absolutely disgraceful, particularly a coworker, seems like a pretty big step. And I really don't know the background here. What is that about?
There isn't much of a background. I saw the video when everybody else saw it when I woke up.
No one warned you about it.
Nobody warned me about it. It looks like maybe he didn't know he was being recorded. It looks like it was some sort of a private event. I got no clarity on the issue that he was particularly speaking on. And in what was said, I can't respond to it beyond what he's saying because it's just ad hominem attacks. I don't know.
Yeah, because it's not, we disagree or I don't think she's correct or maybe she doesn't know what she's talking about. It's absolutely.
I see. And this is what makes me believe that those tweets is what made him say your behavior has been absolutely disgraceful. And according to her, the people at the Daily Wire, they don't necessarily like his behavior either. They didn't like his behavior either. They didn't like how emotional he was, or emotionally unhinged, she said. They didn't like that either. So, and they were trying to be patient with him. I reckon that's the reason. See my logic here. This is why I think she was tweeting what she was tweeting. Talking about genocide, but not mentioning Israel directly, or not mentioning Israel at all, when everyone knows that's how everyone is thinking about the situation in the Middle East, that Israel is committing genocide.
Exactly. And so I can't respond to it on a level of intellect because there's nothing that he has expressed at least in that short clip, that he fundamentally disagrees with in terms of what I said. But I will say that I'm not going to respond.
Come on, you know what he disagrees with you on.
With the same ad hominem attacks. Yes. I don't think it helps further discussion. And if that was me that was caught on a video saying that about colleagues that I work with, I would be embarrassed. So I think that the video speaks more to Ben's character than it speaks to mine.
Has he texted you to apologize or explain or anything?
No, nothing. I haven't heard a single word. It just was sort of something that he said.
Yeah, he basically just got sick and tired of her tweets, and he decided to, deal with the situation that way. And I don't agree with that either. I think he should have just called her up, spoken to her in private. They should have just dealt with the situation in private. If he felt that way, obviously he can't tell her not to express herself. She has freedom of speech. She can say whatever she wants. But if he really felt that bad about it, he should have just approached her, sat her down, and, maybe educate her on what he knows so that she can understand more about, what's actually going on between Israel and Palestine.
You know what? Ben and I have many disagreements, so I don't think that that's particularly something that's interesting. We disagreed on the COVID vaccine. We disagree on Ukraine and Russia. He has taken virtually every stance that has been the opposite of mine on every issue over the last 5 years. So I don't think that that's particularly remarkable.
Vaccine. Really, I didn't remember that.
Yeah, he was pro the COVID vaccine. I was anti the vaccine. We were all idiots for not getting the vaccine. So that's totally fine. I am totally open to people having a difference in opinion.
Right.
I would hope that amongst colleagues that it would always be civil disagreement, and I would never in a private event stand on a table and talk badly about Ben.
It's a little weird. So he was on the left on those three biggest issues of art.
That's what I think should have happened. They should have just sat down, and talked about it. But anyways, guys, look, this is my reaction to this. The only solution is for them to come together and be honest with each other and talk with each other about how they really feel about, each other's opinion on the Middle East conflict. But is that going to happen? Who knows? But guys, I hope you enjoyed the reaction. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Peace.